everyone, it's Justine. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 things that will happen as you continue to raise your vibration. And what does raising your vibration mean? Simply becoming the best version of who you really are. It's Justine, and I help people become the best versions of themselves in mind, body, and spirit. Today's video is about what's going to happen as you continue to raise your vibration. And what in the world is raising your vibration? What's all this vibration stuff anyway? What's all this energy stuff? What's the dealio? Basically, everything is vibration, everything is a frequency, everything is energy. If you think way back to who knows when radio frequencies were discovered, did anybody really know what they are? No, but they just know that it worked, right? You just tuned into a certain radio station and immediately songs or voices or whatever you were tuning into would magically appear. So yes, we are in a world of energy and frequency. Now, we came into this earth, into this life, into this body to forget who we are, to remember who we are again, and as we remember, we continue to raise our vibration more and more and more and more and more, till infinity, till we cross over to whatever you go to. So, the first thing that will happen is everything in your world will shift. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, yep. And I'm just giving you confirmation that yes, this is normal. So a lot of people go through or experience what's called a spiritual awakening. And this happens, basically the way that I sort of define it is it's when you have a moment where you realize that everything is not as it seems. Maybe what you were taught growing up, what religion you were in growing up, just suddenly stuff just doesn't always make as much sense, and there's an expanded view to learn about. So mine started in about 2006, and I just was given a book called Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, and that's really what started this whole journey of understanding there's more than meets the eye. We have, everything is connected. We have our higher self, there's so many different levels that we're still learning about, and that's when my aha moment started, and I've been learning ever since. So once that happened, and that's when I was in a very unhealthy relationship and time in my life, and really sort of going through this transformation, like what am I doing in my world? And I had also just signed up for a nutrition school, and that nutrition school, it's called the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. If anyone is curious about health coaching, definitely sign up for there. It's just amazing. It really started my journey. But it was a very holistic approach, and I started to learn about energy even in nutrition school. But after that, like everything just started to shift, right? So when you're going through this vibe up, you keep vibing up, things are going to shift. What's going to shift? All right. So it'll be people in your life are going to shift. So maybe or say you were in one job, right? And it made sense at the time. Yeah, way back when I was working at Ford Models in New York, I was getting paid like nothing. But I was working my booty off because I wanted to prove to them that I was worthy of a normal salary job, and I was professional and reliable, and I really wanted to work in the modeling industry, and especially like one of the top modeling agencies in the world. But I just remember over time, and I was starting to go to nutrition school, and I was starting to learn about all this stuff, and suddenly I started to go into work, and it just didn't feel right. Like it felt very competitive when I first started going there. Like they called like the high board, like the high fashion model, they call it the Shark Tank because it was, it was fiery, and all the different divisions had sort of a different feel to them. But I just remember, so I was an intern, I was getting paid $10 a day, in New York City while commuting 2 hours on a train each way. Anyway, but that's what you do in that sort of industry is you prove your worth to get hired. But I just remember one day I just showed up at work and then suddenly I just couldn't be there anymore. And it's not the people, it's not the industry, it was just suddenly now that I understand this, my vibration wasn't matching up with my environment. It was just too much, it was just, And that's when I was smoking cigarettes, anyway, something just didn't match. And just one day I went in and I was just tired, and then I answered the phone wrong, and I got called out by my boss, and then she was nice enough, I just packed up my things and left. And that's when I fully started to dive more into this nutrition stuff, and I found a more local modeling agency in Pennsylvania that was small, and it just everything just was more balanced, so I could start to explore this other side of myself that I was learning about. But anyway, so what starts to happen is you start to be aware of, I don't know, just things don't make any sense anymore, as everything is going to shift. So maybe your job shifts, maybe your business shifts, maybe it transforms itself, maybe your relationships shift. So you just have to imagine, just as you continue to raise your vibration and up and up and up and up and up till infinity, some people will rise up, some job situations, some places that you live, that'll even shift. I mean, yeah, now I live in California and I was in Jersey. Jersey has some great parts, okay? The shore is great. Hoboken was great, but it just didn't fit me anymore, and I needed to go to a different place. But anyway, as you continue to raise up your vibration, things will just kind of fall away that don't fit anymore. Now, it's not like a comparison. It's just, this is just what happens, right? We come here to relearn who we truly are and to raise our vibration. So things will fall away. Now, what happens, and that's why certain circumstances in your life fall away. And then what happens is it creates space for new things to come in, for things that are more vibrationally matched to come in, for new relationships to come in, for a person, let's say there wasn't a match anymore. Let's say you're both learning, you're becoming better versions of yourself, and then when it matches again, then you click in again. So that happens too. That could be with friendships, relationships, whatever, even family members. So just know that your whole world is going to shift. The second thing that happens as you raise your vibration and continue to do so is you can't go back anymore. You can't, if you're going up here, you can't go down. I think it would be impossible to go back to versions of myself that I've been previously. You just can't go back, right? You keep going up, because as you continue to ascend, you start to realize, oh, well, that didn't make sense, that I was always anxious or always trying to control stuff, or I was a perfectionist and always so hard on myself. Suddenly when you have these aha moments, when you're peeling away different layers of you, of the parts of you that don't make sense anymore, you can't go back. You can't go back down. So you're just going to keep raising and raising and raising and raising. And you're going to continue to learn about yourself. And what's going to happen as you keep going up, again, your world is going to continue to shift. When we really get into the flow of things, which I'm pretty good with getting into, is just magic starts to happen. So what is the magic? What is the synchronicities? It's stuff clicking in. Oh, you happen to overhear a certain conversation and it's exactly what you needed to hear. Or you happen to see a video, or you happen to find a book that you forgot that you had that was the perfect message, or mention the perfect doctor that you're supposed to see. Or there's just so many things that as you release control, keep raising your vibration, keep going with the flow, trusting that all the little steps will show up, and keep self-love, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that appreciating you and all the journey you've been through to make you who you are right at this moment. More and more stuff clicks in, just clicks and clicks and clicks and clicks. Those are the magical synchronicities, and that's when things get exciting. And the third thing that will happen is you continue to raise your vibration and continue to become the best version of who you could possibly be in this lifetime is you're just going to keep doing it. You're going to keep peeling more and more layers away. Think of an onion. It's constant. You peel it, you peel it, you peel it, you peel it. When you get to the core, it's actually space. Interesting, right? Essentially, we're just like, space and light and energy. But anyway, so as you continue to go up, you're going to keep peeling layers. And once you think like you got it, like, I know who I am, like I know everything, like you're just going to, something else is going to show up, and you get to the point where instead of it owning you or really bringing you down or just doubting yourself, it gets to a point where you observe what's happening. I mean, I've gone through plenty of, it's called like purges, where you just suddenly just feel all these emotions come out. You're like, oh, I'm about to have a purge. So maybe you like cry really hard for 10 minutes, or you just like feel anger, whatever. And you just let it, or journal, you just like let it move through you, because when it's through you and out, that layer is gone, right? I had a client today, a Reiki client. She's been going through physical healing, like major stuff, but it's been amazing to watch her transformation. And today she was telling me how she's been journaling and just journaling her feelings and getting it out of her system in that way. Literally, she feels lighter the second she finishes writing. And every time I see her, she's a different version of herself, because she keeps peeling those layers of the onion. We're just going to keep doing. I don't know when the onion is like over. I'll be curious when that happens. Maybe that's if you're enlightened. I don't understand that quite yet, because I'm on the journey as well. But I just know that we're going to keep peeling layers and layers and layers and layers. So just know that that's normal. If you're feeling a certain emotion, if you're noticing a certain thought pattern, you're noticing the tape recorder, it's more, you get to a point of observing it, you see it, and then you can release it. Because at our core, again, we're this peaceful soul having this human experience here on this earthly planet. So, hopefully some of that made sense. If you'd like to book a Reiki session with me, I do distance Reiki sessions. You can check out my previous video about how in the world I do a distance session. You can be in any part of the world, any country, any state, it doesn't matter. Energy has no barrier of time, space, or distance. Again, think about a radio station. How in the world does that work? Nobody really knows. How does the internet work? Nobody really knows. How does the cloud work? Nobody really knows, but we know that it works, and we know that we rely on it. It's the same thing with this energy work. So I do half-hour and full-hour sessions, and of course I am a health coach and nutritionist. If you want health coaching, I also do that via FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, any sort of video or just telephone, and we can do that as well. So be sure to check out my website, happyhealthypeople.com. Subscribe if you'd like more videos, and I'll see you next time.